have a couple of super thanks I want to mention before we get into it on today's show. Jeff Bartlett and MAfootballguy, a.k.a. Big Dad Bod. Appreciate your super thanks. They were mostly just like thanks from Jeff, and MAfootballguy was very excited to have football back soon. Appreciate your super thanks. Anytime you guys send in a super thanks, we will give you a shout out on the show. It's available on demand. Super chats also work too, obviously. Click the thanks icon with the heart with the $, edit your message, send in whatever, and we'll give you some love. We have a super chat from clearly the real Malik Willis asking, am I getting traded? And my answer is, unless somebody offers the Packers an insane offer where they can't say no, the Godfather offer, I don't think you're getting traded this year. I don't think Green Bay really wants to ride with Sean Clifford as the backup. That was kind of a weird pick in the first place. Like, if Jordan Love were to go down, you don't want Sean Clifford playing real games. So I think Willis is going to stick around, maybe even beyond this year and next year with contract-wise, and go get a bigger, maybe get a good backup deal from Green Bay. I think he's going to stick as the backup QB there. From Justin Smith, the Bengals legend there, is Travis Etienne going to get moved? I don't think immediately, but I do think if you review what Jacksonville's done, assuming everyone stays healthy, they kind of already made the pivot to give more Tank Bigsby run last year. They drafted Bashal Tootin in the 4th round. They clearly like him a lot. I did too, out of Virginia Tech. LaQuint Allen is a good third down passer type who can do special team stuff. I don't know if they're going to carry 4 backs. They very well might, or they get Allen down to the practice squad. But if Tootin is what they want him to be, and Bigsby is what they think he's going to be, I could see Etienne being moved, whether it's closer to rush cutdown time, if the year is off to a shaky start, around the trade deadline. So I think Etienne could be available. I just don't think he's going to be available right now, because the last thing Jacksonville want is just to ship off Etienne for a mid to late day 3 pick, and then Bigsby gets hurt, and okay, now it's just a 4th and a 7th round pick at running back, and what if Tootin needs a year? Like that, they're not going to make that call now. But before the trade deadline, predictions. Will the Jags trade Travis Etienne? Y for yes, N for no. It's the pinned comment on today's show, so go vote. Y for yes, N for no. From just now lore, I guess, now no longer true lore. Why is there too much drama in Niners land? Should the Niners trade Jauan Jennings or pay him, and how much money? Good questions here. Jauan Jennings, when he's gotten opportunities, has been productive. He's done quite a bit at the wide receiver spot. I get why he's asking to get paid. Brandon Ayuk, I don't think is going to be ready for week 1. We'll see the timing of when he's ready. Kind of feel like there's some murkiness, almost like frustration from John Lynch, who's asked about Ayuk, and he's like, no timetable at all. We're a ways away from them. That's not a good sign. You don't know what the timetable is? I would be inclined to pay Jennings because that's the proven guy that's healthy at wide receiver right now. Could you do a 2 or 3 year extension, not overcommit to it? What the money looks like, I don't know. Is it like the Cooper Kupp $15 million per year deal? Is it Jerry Jeudy 17.5? Rashad Bateman, Darnell Mooney, Slayton got it. It's got to be at least 12 with what those guys got. Maybe he'd be okay going down that path, but Jacoby Myers, Josh Palmer, this guy's got $10 million. They're not half as proven, frankly. Myers is, but not Palmer or Brown, really. Tutu Atwell as Jennings. So, got to be $12 million, somewhere in that ballpark at minimum. And then, otherwise, got to make some decisions that they probably don't want to make right now. Marcos Man, Vikings 18. Are you ready for the Cowboys-Eagles game? That's the first real football game this year. Can't wait to have it. Think the Eagles win by 10. From Sean Burton, will anyone trade for Kirk Cousins? If you guys remember years ago, I guess I'm dating myself a little bit here. Remember the Sam Bradford trade after the injury happened? They got, I think it was a first-round pick back for him. It's not going to be a first-round pick for Kirk Cousins. But I would, at this point, Atlanta is so far down the line, they're not going to just trade Kirk Cousins to trade him and save the money. At this point, they've kind of built it into the contract. They'll keep him. Or into the salary cap, I should say. They're going to keep him. If there's an injury, somebody goes down, example, let's say, knock on wood, trauma or trigger warning, Vikings fans. If like J.J. McCarthy goes down with an injury, whether it's now or like they're 3-0, 4-0, and he gets hurt, I could see that making sense for Minnesota. Work out the money, Atlanta eat some of it, whatever. But I think we'd have to take an injury right now. Otherwise, I think he's going to stick around with the Falcons for this year, and then he probably gets cut next offseason. So what will the Falcons end up doing with Kirk Cousins? T for trade, K for keep. Let me know in the comments of today's show. DC times Viper. Is anyone else having a worse start to the season than the Bengals or the Saints? We are not even at week 1. We already have some drama. Yeah, Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, retired like an hour before, not even an hour, like 10 minutes during live, whatever it was today. Like, he's retired now out of nowhere. The Bengals, a drama of the top 2 edges contracts have probably not been positive for those people involved. I'd say they're off to a worse start so far. Someone, hopefully it's not our team, knock on wood, hopefully like nobody gets hurt, but there's going to be a bad injury in the first 2 weeks. That's how it always goes. So far, kind of just shaky narrative starts for the Saints and Bengals. NFL, call it the cutoff hoodie, the short sleeve hoodie alert for you guys. Chatsports.com/NFL hoodie. They were $55. Now they're down to $33. In most places you're living, you probably don't want to be rocking a hoodie because it's, late July. It's hot out. But get your wardrobe set up for the fall. Go get yours today. Chatsports.com/NFL hoodie. We'll put that link in the comments section and the description of today's show. Should have them for all the different teams. It's been very popular on like our Bears channel has had quite a few of these bought. Take it right to the Fanatics site, chatsports.com/NFL daily. Eric Simmons, if the Bengals make the playoffs, is Zac Taylor safe for 2026? I think he is. I think there's a 0% chance they fire Zac Taylor if they make the playoffs. This is the same organization that let Marvin Lewis hang around forever with no playoff success. Zac Taylor's got 5 playoff wins. So that's actually a lot among active coaches, especially taking away like the decade-long guys there. Better question is, what if they win 7 games? What happens to Zac Taylor then? It had been 3 years since they would have made the playoffs, but they're going to be around 500 in that timeline. I still think he's probably safe. Unless they win like 4 or 5 games and Burrow's healthy in that scenario, I think he's back. And if he does get fired, there's going to be a lot of Joe Brady buzz right there. Marcos Mann says he's ready for Chiefs versus Chargers and the Vikings versus Bears game. There will be plenty of good games this year. Early on, there will be a bunch of good ones as well. It'll be nice to have real football back, and that is all we will be doing on Thursday, Sunday, Monday as well. We will have NFL videos for you guys all off-season long, so if you haven't already, hit that sub button, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Chris Romero, what are your realistic expectations for the Dallas Backs? Who is the top dog and the stats at the end of the year? I mean, it's going to be heavy committee. It's going to be Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders. If they both make the roster, we'll see on that front. I think they'll see a lot of Jaden Blue and passing downs. I don't know if Phil Maffa and others are going to be able to stick around and my small king Deuce Vaughn make the team. I think Kevontae Turpin will be heavily involved with the running game. I think preseason, lots of rotation. Like a lot of different guys getting chances. So definitely keep an eye on that one. Kind of a non-answer, but I don't know. Big question marks there. DC times Viper, or DCX Viper, whatever you want to pronounce it, my friend. Do you think the Broncos are lacking a true X-factor wide receiver? Do they trade for one? I like Courtland Sutton. There were definitely moments last year that Bo just kind of figured out, F it, Sutton's down there somewhere, and like it worked. I think that Bengals playoff game he did like twice or something, or Bengals, not playoff game, but factor one for the Bengals, late season game for the Bengals Broncos. Sutton was making plays. They did draft Pat Bryant in the 3rd. They're going to hope he can make an impact. I think they like Devon Vele. Marvin Mims can be a gadget guy. I don't think they're going to go trade for one, but I do think next offseason we may or may not be having this exact same conversation. Brian Walker, at what point do the Bengals consider trading Shemar Stewart? My answer here is maybe a bit of a surprise, but never. Like, I don't think that they will ever do it. Like, it would be, it's kind of, they're losing if they do that. If they trade away Shemar Stewart, they're kind of like, oops, we're done. Like, we're just going to, take the loss, get a second or third round pick back, miss out, lose so much draft capital, burn a first-round pick for literally no reason, and showcase to the other NFL players coming up that, hey, if you don't like our contract stuff, just don't take it, and we'll trade you. Like, the Bengals can't. Now, they might be able to fold on just giving him the contract, but they can't fold on trading him. Like, I don't think it'll ever happen. Speaking of trades, name a player who you think ends up getting moved. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. From Christopher C., if the Steelers sign a solid wide receiver 2, what is their ceiling? I think a conference on appearance could happen with a final run for A-Rod. I think that's a reasonable ceiling. I don't know who the solid wide receiver 2 ends up being, but this is a Steelers team that always finds a way to win 9-10 games, be above 500. Like, that's pretty commonplace. Like, I think conference, AFC game wouldn't be a huge surprise. It wouldn't be if things go the way they need to. I think the floor is also still kind of has a lot of room to bottom out, but they've been a perennial playoff team. Eric Simmons, I think this could be the year the Bills win the Super Bowl. What do you think? Hey, nobody circles the wagons quite like the Buffalo Bills, right? Feels like they got a good shot at it. The AFC's tough because the Ravens are good, the Bills are good, the Chiefs are good. There's potential like good breakout teams, Houston, bounce back teams, Cincinnati. Chargers probably not quite there yet, but there's Steelers, just mentioned them. Like there's a lot of good teams in the AFC. It could be the Bills year. We're kind of close to just doing like Bills Super Bowl because we don't put the Chiefs in it every year. Like the prediction side of it, we just jumped to Buffalo. They should view it as Super Bowl or bust, and it's going to be a disappointment if they don't. Not that it's bad year if they don't, but it would be a bit of a disappointment.